Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 12. Today we have a special guest with us today. Obviously, it's normal cast here, plus our guest. So it's once again me, Shade Doc Fire,
Motorbar,
Amy and Storm,
and our guest.
The guest is just turning off her AC because my mouth is moving a lot, and I'm thinking that's what's going on.
Yeah, I could hear it. I didn't know if it was like outside because you usually have outside noise.
Yeah, sorry. It's been a hell of a hot day here, but I'll be fine for a little while. I'll survive.
Alrighty.
all right.
Hi, I'm Kat.
Yes. Pleasure to have you.
Yes.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yes, welcome to the show.
I will say one thing we need to get out of the way. Kat has a very adorable laugh.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Very, very good laugh.
Thank you.
Very true.
I will get better at taking compliments. Thank you.
Oh, then now we know our objective. Just say that every day.
Compliments. Check that off. Okay, we'll make sure we write that one down. Give Kat more compliments.
Oh God, no.
But yes, we have a guest, our very first guest.
Yes.
Man, that's awesome. I feel very special.
Right?
Yeah. First guest. It's episode 12.
Yes.
Damn, so close to 13.
Right?
So close.
So close.
Anyway, what's the topic? Because we actually asked our guest Apoca. I call her Apoca because I'm special like that. Honestly, I have no idea. I do that a lot with people. But we asked Apoca for a topic. So what is our topic?
Oh, it was a topic. I didn't think it was going to be necessarily the entire.
Oh, I mean,
It's not going to be the entire. Knowing us.
Yeah,
knowing us.
after all, half the time we start with a topic, we talk about a topic for a bit, and then eventually we get off topic. As I was going over an episode, we went from spiders to crocodiles to trains at one point. So,
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Sometimes we circle back around to the topic.
Sometimes. It doesn't happen often.
Well, yeah, it was just kind of funny. Right around the time Shade asked me if I had any ideas, Mr. had been, my husband, for everyone else who doesn't already know, had been ranting a little bit about just the current state of YouTube theory videos, specifically like anime, manga, movie, game theories, right?
right.
And how just lately it seems to kind of be in essence just people writing fan fiction, like where they'd like to see the story go, and et cetera, and then when that does not happen, oh well, the story sucks, the author is ruining it. It's, you know what I mean, they start judging it really harshly based on these weird expectations they put on it before it's I don't know. It's strange. I remember back in the day when we were just weeb teenagers, we used to love discussing anime, but we would talk about like, oh, who would win in a fight between Goku and Superman, like that kind of shit, Not what's going to happen in the next arc and who's going to do this and who will die and blah, 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 and then be pissed when we're wrong.
Yeah. I see that a lot, especially in the Dragon Ball fan.
I can imagine it. Yeah, I can imagine it's really bad in Dragon Ball.
Especially with the direction the manga seems to be taking, and a lot of people are like, "Rawr! This is not how I wanted it to happen."
Oof.
Yeah, it's incredible.
One Piece is very, very bad for that right now.
Yeah, I can imagine,
especially with all the stuff that's going on in the manga right now.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine that people are just going completely nuts.
Well, there were some, just they bounce back between just singing Oda's praises as if he's the only mangaka worth talking about, and everything he does is genius. Don't get me wrong, I love the guy. I love One Piece, but he's he's fallible too, like us all. And then if he does something they don't care for, I'm not even necessarily a mistake, just something that they don't personally care for. Oh God, like what was he thinking? And like I've noticed a lot of things will be like, oh, they want this like really dark thing that they think would be very meaningful to happen, and it doesn't, because this is a shonen and the good guys usually win and the main character is the hero. It just they're setting themselves up for a huge disappointment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They want their headcanon to become real canon.
Yeah. It's like, just write fan fiction like the rest of us did.
Exactly.
I'm not super proud to admit it, but I have written a fan fiction or two in my time.
Oh, so have I.
So have I.
Yep, so have I. Even if I wanted to disappear from the face of the earth.
Well, the fan fiction is very on brand for me. It was a Pokemon Adventures manga.
Mine was a crossover between multiple universes and my universe.
Right.
And if I ever want to disappear off the face of the planet, I will tell you guys where it's uploaded.
Oh, don't worry. I'll search all different fanfiction sites possible.
You'll never find it because I don't use the same pen name.
No. Listen, I'll figure it out.
Your style will shine through.
I think we talked about your fan fiction before. It's on Archive of Our Own, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Who was I talking to?
One less I gotta go through.
Okay.
Nah. Don't have to search that site anymore.
And I will say,
I'll save you the trouble then, Shade. It's on fanfiction.net.
Yeah, I can't figure it, honestly.
One of my fan fictions is on one of my fan fictions is on fanfiction.net. The other one is on DeviantArt.
Oh, I have art there, but not writing.
No, I don't even want to look at it. I'm going to be honest.
And
I cringe a little, but that's not too bad. Someone.
Oh, I cringe majorly.
Oh, my writing style from then to now has changed exponentially.
I especially get cringy, especially I cannot find where the Pokemon one is, and I'm super glad. Because
cringe. My God, DeviantArt. Sorry. Yeah. This website has gone to hell in a handbasket. What is this design?
Oh, I bet.
And now, basically, it was a Pokemon Adventures fanfiction. It was a romance, like a one-shot romance. I'm like, yes, I'm 13. I know what romance is. Like a tool.
I know what romance is. It's like all this stuff I've read in all this manga.
Exactly. I've read Fruit Baskets. I know exactly what romance is.
God.
I've watched Fruit Baskets, All Around High School Host Club, Air Gear. There's like a borderline romance to that.
Boy, I haven't even thought about that show in forever.
Air Gear? All right, how about try this one on for size, Kazi no Stigma.
Great anime. Oh,
great anime. Kind of whack romance, not gonna lie.
Yeah, Kazi no Stigma. It's such a shame that we'll never see that one continue, though.
For real.
Such a shame.
But yes, go. Before we immediately got off topic.
Of course we did.
But yes, theory videos. Let's talk about how much they suck.
No, yeah. I feel like the biggest problem is just how much they end up hyping it up, thinking that that's going to be the more real, what's going to happen, and obviously it doesn't happen.
Yeah, there was the one guy that I used to watch a long time ago before certain things happened, and I'm not going to mention him by name because I don't want to give him a platform.
Oh, I think is it the person who I'm thinking of?
It could be. He was big into the Dragon Ball thing, still is apparently, but he put out a lot of Dragon Ball theory videos, and that hyped everybody up, thinking that he had an in on everything. And oh yeah, he had a lot of people thinking he had an in when certain things did actually end up happening, but yeah, he liked a lot of clickbait though.
Beautiful. You gotta love clickbait.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Clickbait and
Oh no, sorry. Go on. I was finished. I was just agreeing.
I was just gonna say that and the spoilers in the thumbnails. You gotta love that shit.
Aren't they great?
Oh,
so good.
That happened. Oh, I was so mad when I saw that. There was a YouTube video that popped up of a Sonic versus Robotnik fight using images from the first movie.
Oh, like spoiler?
In the like it was from the first movie. As the thumbnail, it was spoilers for the fight in the second movie.
Oh, come on.
That's awful.
I was like, I should have stopped watching, but it entranced me so much. But I was more mad at myself for watching it. But I couldn't stop myself because it was so good. But yeah, I hate when people do that.
And a lot of I used to watch a couple of theory channels, like anime theory channels.
Right.
They never really got to the point where they were like practically creating their own fan fiction. But they'll get like extremely hyped up about it, and then be like, "It did not happen this way I thought," which again is pretty much how it did. But they weren't like super hardcore into it. They're like, "It subverted my expectations" type of talk. Rather than it ruined me and I'm gonna jump off my bed. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah.
Or I was so confident that now I'm going to pretend like it never happened because I was so very wrong. I've seen that happen.
Beautiful.
It's fine to have theories. You just gotta accept that you could be wrong.
Yeah, like you can easily be wrong.
Stuff can happen. Theory.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're not the author. The author can do whatever.
Yeah, well, exactly. Like again, circling back to the Dragon Ball one, there are so many people who feel that Toyotaro is wrecking Super, not realizing that Akira Toriyama is basically giving him pen notes, being like, okay, this is what I want to happen. This is what you do. Toyotaro has pretty much been given full freedom except for the pen notes.
Right.
Which is why the manga took such a different turn from the anime at one point, and now the anime's ended. Because I don't know if any of you have ever watched the Tournament of Power coming into towards the end of the anime.
Quite a bit of it.
The Tournament of Power in the manga happened totally differently.
Huh.
Because that part of the manga had not been written yet.
Right.
So that's why the anime took a different turn. Whereas in the manga, Goku didn't really perfect Ultra Instinct. Whereas he did in the manga. But he had, he had at least in the anime, he had the silver hair and all that, but in the manga at that point, he did not get the silver hair.
Okay, so it was just incomplete.
Yeah, it was still incomplete. He hadn't completed it at that time.
Interesting.
But and I think the way he figured it out, because it's been a while since I've read it, it did not come the way he did in the anime. As I think Master Roshi was able to do it to an extent.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've read that chapter.
Right.
Anyway, I'm done with the Dragon Ball thing for now.
For now.
So something else catches him, and then we go back into it.
Of course.
The closest thing I can really come up with along those lines would probably be the Pokemon community. Because the Pokemon community, I say this as a lifelong fan of Pokemon, and I say this as I would admit that I will buy every game. Pokemon kind of sucks sometimes.
Okay.
Like it's sometimes just dog shit. Like Pokemon Sword and Shield, I've beaten that game twice, and I still think it's the weakest Pokemon game. In terms of characters, plot, in characters and plot, I feel like it's the weakest.
Okay.
The Galar region is kind of mid. Like it's okay. It's not my least favorite region. That will forever be Johto. Well, okay, no. Well, that's a complicated answer. I dislike Johto, but I love Johto. But I dislike Galar, but I love Galar. It's weird. Okay, anyway, what was I talking about? But like, here's the thing: the Pokemon community will get pissed if something like deviates from what the leaks say.
Oh,
Now, Pokemon fans, they've gotten used to the norm being shaken up. Although Dynamaxing was really stupid.
that was
And
the
people
random
that was the
giant.
really, yeah. Nobody really cared much for Dynamaxing. But it was like people were expecting there to be a Mega Evolution again. There was no Mega Evolution, people got upset.
Of course.
People got upset because some of the Pokemon looked dumb because they thought they would look like something different, and then they didn't.
You gotta love that.
But yeah, and I'm just sitting here waiting for December for when Scarlet and Violet comes out. Because I can't wait to go on the Pokemon subreddit and see all the complaints.
Of course.
Looks for the complaints, all the anger.
It's especially exciting for me because I've been trying to keep myself spoiler free.
Understandable.
But no, people will get insanely defensive about their views on Pokemon. Because everybody... Do what?
Well, that's why I tend to stay away from fan bases nowadays, because they're just so toxic.
Oh, the Pokemon Twitch community is awful. I've talked about it occasionally. But there's a reason why I don't bother to go into Pokemon Twitch.
I totally see why.
And we had a bit of that because a streamer friend of ours streaming Pokemon, and they stopped mainly because of the random jerk-offs joining the chat.
I haven't seen I because I'm not big into Pokemon, and that's
right.
That's my flaw, because I grew up before any of these games came out.
Right.
But I've seen that a lot in the Dark Souls community too, especially Twitch. The Dark Souls and that game you played, Chad, Elden Ring.
Yeah,
I remember. I think one of the streamers I was watching half play it, stopped playing it because of the community. The random jerk offs that kept coming in and telling her how she should be playing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They will do that.
there's a lot of you don't play it this way, you're wrong.
But exactly. It's like, you gotta play it this way specifically. And it's like, dude, fuck off.
Oh, you know what community is
game how I
really
want.
bad?
Which?
Oh, sorry. Like, what do you say? Like, tell them to fuck off?
Yeah, you just tell them to fuck off. Like these people can go jerk themselves in their circle jerk somewhere else.
I was gonna say a fandom that's really bad at that.
Mm-hmm.
Undertale.
Oh god, that's why one of the reasons I stopped playing that game.
Right.
Because like I love the game. I've never finished it, unfortunately, but the community. And don't get me started on the League of Legends community.
I get it. I have a friend in the Czech Republic. They'll say like, "All right, I'm gonna go play League. I'm gonna lurk because I'll get salty." And I'm like, "If you know you're gonna get salty, why do you keep playing?"
Yeah, exactly.
Apparently, according to them, Polish players are extremely toxic.
Interesting. So,
Wow.
So, Kat,
Yes.
is there any specific, like, I don't know, community that you've noticed the issues from?
I admittedly don't like hang around forums as much as I used to, or when I do watch YouTube, those aren't necessarily the videos I go for.
Right.
But
Right.
my mister loves the One Piece videos, and he's followed a few people who are great. Like they just love to talk about it, and they'll say whatever crazy shit, and they're happy to admit when they're wrong. And but yeah, lately he said there's just been like he's had to unfollow a few people because of how like just miserable they are, or how clickbaity and outrageous they are. Like Oda's broken One Piece for like the fourth time that they've made the title. You know, like just shit like that. And recently, I won't name names because like honestly, I can't remember. I might mess up the name, but regardless, I don't want to put anyone on blast. But there was a specific streamer or YouTuber who he didn't watch a lot, but he was one of the bigger names in the community. And I won't go into spoilers, but for anyone who understands, he was convinced for whatever ungodly reason, the raid will fail.
Huh.
And let's just say that there was zero proof, zero good reason. It goes against like all shonen rules. It was such a wild, far out thing, but he was possessed. Like that's how it's going to be. Almost every video he started putting out was about that, and he just got this like army of fans who were all like, yeah, no, he's right. And yeah, no, obviously it didn't fail. Sorry, spoilers. But like it was so obvious, right? And so then, you know, he just acts like he didn't spend the last month putting video after video screaming about this theory of his, and just goes on like nothing happened. And if people point it out, it's like don't be such an asshole about it. Like everyone's wrong sometimes, and blah blah blah. And it's like, dude, this guy, he went beyond just having a theory. He was obsessed.
Like that was his entire YouTube channel at some point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he had so many people convinced, and they were all so disappointed. And it's like, well, I'm sorry, dude, but where did you pull this from? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's just a really random, like, this is bound to happen. Like, no.
Something that, yeah, no proof, no hint, no reason it would ever happen, but yeah, like, and this kind of thing seems to be popping up more. And me and Mister figured, oh, it's probably just specific communities, like the One Piece community, like all can be pretty toxic sometimes too.
Right.
But we started seeing other people talk about it. And I even saw someone tweet, like literally, like, yeah, they're just writing fan fiction. And calling it theories. Just they write fan fiction, but instead of just writing a story, they talk about it for 40 minutes on YouTube.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, it's not just us. It does seem to be a more trending more lately than it has been.
Kind of curious about why that would be, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It seems, I mean, this has always been, though. I don't know if it's worse this generation, but just my opinion should be the way it is the correct, like it seems that ego just, is quite...
It's the entitled generation. I pay you money. This is how it should be.
Hmm.
Yeah. Again, that is also that's a big part of the Pokemon community too, especially when it comes to leaks. Like if a leaker puts out information and it turns out wrong, then they're immediately discredited. They're the scum of the earth.
Oh, jeez.
And that they make shit up. They make shit up in the darkness of their basement.
Christ.
No, not their basement. Their mom's basement.
Their mom's basement. Yes. And it's like, calm down, man. Like it could have easily been faked.
Right.
Anybody who's half decent at art and Photoshop can fake a leak.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can easily make things like,
Yeah.
you can make people look like objects using art.
Yeah.
It's great. Art is great.
No one in this group would ever do something like that.
Never.
Yeah, no, not never.
Well, especially like with how far technology's come, look at how easy it is to deep fake something.
Oh, that also, yeah. Not even going into deep faking.
Yeah. Like that's just unreal at this point.
Oh my god. Speaking of Unreal and deep faking, you know what
Unreal
I read
Engine?
about? No. I read that Amazon is testing a technology with Alexa.
Oh, really?
Yeah. To deep fake someone's voice. So, and in the article I was reading, it specifically states, yeah, you can put the voice of a dead relative in your Alexa.
Okay, why?
No.
That's just no.
I'm reading the article and I'm like, I don't want that.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
That's really fucked up.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can maybe find the article.
But I think I know what you're talking about. I think I remember reading about something similar myself.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like that's one way to really fuck up like the process of like letting go of that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
No, definitely. Like I already know people who do that. Like I get why some people do it. They keep the ashes of their beloved on their mantle. I get it. But that also interferes with the process of letting go.
Yeah.
And I know a few people who have done something like that.
Right. I was just like, I can accept that part, but it's more just like that you're keeping a voice around that will always constantly remind you every time it speaks. And I just feel like even like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I also really don't like the implication of like putting words in the mouth of the person you lost. Like,
right?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
Because you can make that's all kinds of stuff. I've messed around with my Google Home to the point where like I can say like Google tickle butts or something, and then it starts swearing en masse.
Right. And it's just although just because we mentioned Alexa, I like to point this out. Literally before we started this, I was outside preparing some tea, right?
Right.
And I was talking to my family, and out of nowhere, we never said Alexa, we never said anything. All of a sudden, it starts giving me a definition of some random crap that we'd never said.
Oh, my Google does that every now and then.
Same, my grandpa's Google did that one.
Same.
Oh my god.
Like I'll be sitting up, like, because I don't keep it in the office. It's upstairs now. All it took was one "Hey Google" from a certain streamer for me to move that out of my office.
Perfect.
I was sitting up. We were sitting upstairs talking with my housemates, and all of a sudden, Google just started chiming in. It's like, the hell? Nobody even said, "Hey Google," or anything. It just out of nowhere chimed in. It's like, yeah, that's how you know somebody's listening in through that damn thing.
My Google does a weird thing sometimes where I'll be talking to my mom. I call my mom Mama.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll say, "Hey, Mama." And then the Google Home wakes up. I'm like, wait, that does not even remotely sound like "Hey, Google."
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. You know what? I just had a brilliant idea. Hold on.
What?
Hey, Alexa, add milk to grocery list.
Oh my God.
Anyone that's playing this out loud, you just gotta ask to get to a grocery list.
Also, yeah. Hey Google, play Despacito.
I was going to do that. I speaking of, I remember when the Xbox One first came out.
Yeah.
One of the YouTube channels I used to watch did this. Go, "Xbox,
Shut off.
turn off."
Oh,
Yes.
that is such a dick move. Anybody that might be playing a game in the damn room.
And then you have to give it a pause so for it to wake up and for you to say yes.
God.
So sorry, not sorry. And that's how you anger people.
Yeah. Triggered Google, triggered Xbox, we now triggered Alexa. We got all three triggered. Is there anything else? Actually?
Oh, hang on. Siri,
Oh.
call 911.
No! God damn it, Mona!
That was the only number I could think of off the top of my head.
God damn it. Well, if that went through,
Hey, thank you,
Blame
Mona, because
Mona.
I was gonna do that myself.
God damn it, you two. You goddamn gremlins.
But I don't.
Beautiful.
I don't know. Can Siri be activated with just a quick "Hey Siri"? I thought you had to. I mean, admittedly, I've only owned one iPhone, and I'll never own another one because fuck Apple. Yeah, gonna anger the Apple enthusiasts. Don't care.
I mean, yeah, that's just a thing to do for fun.
Back when Siri was still a new thing, I suppose,
Right.
you had to push a button to get her to do anything.
It's voice activated now. You can turn that option on.
Okay. Good to know.
You know, I just thought of one other one.
What?
Isn't Cortana voice activate?
I think so.
Thank God my Cortana's off.
Same.
I actually don't know what I would say for Cortana, actually.
I think it's Cortana.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
No, like you just say Cortana.
No, I mean, like, I don't know what I would say to mess with someone with Cortana. I have no idea.
Yeah. You just call out Cortana.
I don't, you know how we just literally said play this, but I don't actually know what Cortana does. I don't use Cortana.
Oh, okay, I getcha.
Yeah, I don't use Cortana either. I've thought about turning her on, but then I'm like, nah, I don't need some random robot AI thing listening to every move.
I don't want another robot listening to my conversation. Pretty much.
Just trying to think. What would be a good thing to get Cortana to do?
Cortana, shut down the computer.
I don't know if she has that. I don't think she has that kind of power. I think she's more just a glorified search engine.
Cortana, upgrade to Windows 11. Problem solved.
I've upgraded Windows 11. It's not bad. I mean, yeah, I had to get a special application to fix the time clock in the bottom right because I hate the way they did it. But you know,
Yeah, I remember when you updated, you were whining about the clock.
it was so ugly. Anyway, I'm not gonna fall back on that complaint. It's fixed. I don't care anymore.
I'm
I bought a whole new computer to upgrade to Windows 11.
I can upgrade to Windows 11. I just haven't. I have yet to restart my computer.
Wait, how long has your computer been on?
Yes.
That would be about my answer too, Moda's just yes.
I think the last time I turned off my computer was when I unplugged it, so I could move my desk around.
All right.
I think the last time I turned off my computer was when I put in my new hard drive.
What were you, Kat? When was the last time you turned off your computer?
About an hour ago when I accidentally blew the breaker making coffee while the AC was on.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
It's all good.
I thought I moved it to like the further away outlet, but it was still on the same circuit. So. Now I know.
Knowledge gained.
No, sir. The big F was when I did get it plugged into the correct one, started it again, and didn't realize or stop to think that there would be a tiny bit of coffee from the first time. So then the cup overflowed, and I grabbed it to take it to the sink and got it all over my hands.
Ooh.
They're not too bad. That's why I was a little late.
Oh, it's all good. That's understandable.
Yeah.
Like, why? Right. They were the best timing ever.
Oh my god.
Bad luck.
Yeah, for real. Hella bad luck.
My middle fingers are kind of red still, but overall, it's been a lot worse.
Just a
Nice
learning
save,
experience.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I know my mistake before stream was that for the podcast was that I went to go make my tea, right?
Mhm.
Right.
I put a cup in the microwave, turned it on, walked away, come back. And that's why I said I put a cup in the microwave, not a cup of water.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I walked away, came back, and went 20 seconds later to a warm cup. I'm like, all right, well, can't use this because if I pour water in that, that's just going to crack.
Are you my friend Nick?
No.
Jesus.
No,
because
that's not half as. I'm sorry, Moda. That's not half as bad as when I was a young kid and I was given a cinnamon bun to put in the microwave.
Oh.
You know, you put a cinnamon bun in, I don't know, 30 seconds at most.
oh
to,
no.
3 minutes.
Try 30.
30 minutes. Oh.
Holy shit.
Yeah, everything
tasted
tasted like charcoal cinnamon for weeks coming out of that microwave.
I bet.
It was a nice little fire.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Was there actually a fire?
Yes, it caught fire.
Oh no. No, I asked Shay, like, are you my friend Nick? Because I had a friend named Nick in high school who burnt cup ramen because he forgot to add the water.
Lord.
Oh no.
So he just stuck it in the microwave and then came back with the smell of burnt styrofoam.
You know, the irony is I don't believe you're supposed to microwave those things either.
You're not really supposed to.
You're not supposed to, but
not supposed to.
It does anyway.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that's a bunch of toxic fumes coming off the styrofoam going into your food.
Oh hell yeah! It's supposed to pour hard water.
Yeah.
I'm
But
lazy.
you're already eating cup ramen. It's not like it can get any worse.
What does that mean?
Have you seen the amount of salt that's in cup ramen?
Okay.
Aside from that,
Aside from that, not even just the absurd amount of salt.
Oh my god. Listen.
It's still good though. I'm still gonna eat it.
No. That's like you're like hating ramen. I was like, what Moda? How dare you?
No,
Ramen's
I'm not
great.
gonna hate it. Ramen's amazing.
Live off that stuff sometimes when I'm lazy.
oh yeah, I have a cupboard dedicated to that stuff.
I still have some of my super spicy ramen in my cupboard.
Actually,
No, go on.
Go finish your sentence a bit more.
No, you go.
Okay, I was just gonna ask everyone: when you make ramen, and it's those little, is it only like the little bag ones you like put into a pot, or you only have the microwave, or the ones that are supposed to be hot water, right?
I'm gonna be straight. I'm gonna be straight with you, Shade.
Mm-hmm.
If you give me a brick of dried ramen, I'm gonna eat it like a cracker.
You know, I kind of actually.
That doesn't surprise
I was
me.
foreseeing that response from you, actually, but I was kind of surprised.
I mean, for me, it kind of depends on how lazy I want to be. I mean, I generally will grab a bowl, my kettle, and just pour water into the kettle and let it sit for a few minutes.
Okay.
But I do eat it raw sometimes. I just pour the stuff on it, break it up, shake it up, just sit there and eat it like chips, essentially.
Okay. What would you, Kat?
Hot. 100%. Yeah.
Okay. So my follow-up question to this now. If you make it in a pot, do you guys normally just use the normal sauce packet that not the sauce, but the
Seasoning.
Yeah, this normal seasoning when you cook it, or do you like? For myself, I'll be honest. When I cook in a pot, I'll normally go through my kitchen and grab a whole bunch of different additional seasonings, and I make my own kind of ramen with that.
Again, for me, that leads back to how lazy I want to be.
Same. I'm not too adventurous, so usually no.
That's fair.
I pour the one time I had like the brick ramen.
Mm-hmm.
My friend handed it to me, and I had a flashback of my friend in the Czech Republic talking about how they ate it raw.
Right.
So I sprinkled the seasoning on top of the brick. I took a bite out of it, and then I looked towards my friends, and I go, "That's a good spicy brick."
My God.
And then I kept eating it because it was a good spicy brick.
I experiment with mine a lot because I'll literally go into the cabin, spices and all that stuff, or like the Worcestershire sauce. I'll just literally, I don't measure anything because I'm lazy.
All right.
So I just kind of start just throwing stuff in as I'm cooking. I'm like, Worcestershire sauce, yeah, why not? Garlic, salt, why not? Whatever.
How does that usually turn out for you sometimes, Shade?
Actually hasn't gone wrong once, surprisingly, somehow.
Somehow. That's surprising.
Surprising.
Yeah, I don't cook, so half the time I don't know what I'm throwing in.
Fair.
Basil? Yeah, why not? I think sure it could go in.
Oh no.
Yeah, you're not allowed to cook if I'm ever around.
Listen, it comes out great every single time, I swear. It's not bad.
Hey, that's how some people learn. They just throw shit together and figure it out as they go.
Oh, I'm not learning. I'm just throwing shit.
Well, people who attempt to learn.
Yeah.
People who are Shade.
Half the time when I cook the next time, I have no idea what I did last time. So I'm like, well, we'll just grab some more random stuff and throw it in again and see what happens.
See, as a scientist, this is why I don't always love cooking. Because people don't like to give clear instructions. Like, reduce heat. Reduce it to what, bitch? 3 cups of onion. They come in onions, not cups. Seeds into paste. So, well, how do I start? Like, give me a starting point at least, because you cannot take back if the taste is this is too much now.
Right?
Like in science, we do things precisely. Baking's better, I've noticed, than cooking for being precise.
Oh, yeah.
Baking is straight up a science.
Yeah, because you have to.
Yeah, there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. If it's not the proper measurements, then fuck you. You lose.
Exactly.
That's probably why I'm a better cook than I am baker.
Yeah. If you don't measure it correctly, you just end up with slop dribbling down into the bottom of your oven. Nothing more, nothing less.
No,
I
I think.
a friend who went. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Say I have a friend who went to culinary college, and yeah, I've given up asking him for recipes.
A pinch of this, a dash of that.
Yep.
A pinch and a dash are two very different things, to be fair.
Well, of course it is.
Oh yeah. Well, that's because Damien and I know, because Damien is just straight up cooks for a job, and I went to culinary school.
Cool.
So I was graded on this nonsense. Was like, yeah, I got it. And I know exactly.
Wait, culinary school? There's a such a thing?
I've told you that I went before.
Yeah, but the thing with culinary school is you can't always stick to your guns with culinary school. And one of the things I've been noticing, at least over the past couple of years, being where I am, is there's one person who I work with that lives and dies by what she learned in culinary school.
See, now that's
anything that we have done or know is all wrong.
Yeah.
It's just like I bite my tongue a lot, but I'm just literally sometimes I just want to go, bitch, you can't trust everything you learn in school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not just that, the things change. Like even in science, like every 4 or 5 years, textbooks become outdated because we're humans, you know. We learn things change. It was like, oh wait, actually, this was more complex than we thought. Like,
Right.
Plus, you find different things to make it better. You improve upon something you make.
well, exactly. Never stop learning.
No, the day you stop learning is the day everything becomes boring.
I was gonna say the day you stop learning is the day you die.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Well, I suppose there's also that too, I guess.
But no, culinary school is you don't take it literally. It's basically just like an introduction.
It's not the gospel.
Right.
It's not. No. And anyone who thinks that it is dumb.
I'm
Thank
calling
you.
you out right now. I know, like, I think that's one of the reasons why I don't think I can cook. Like some of the things in my recipe book that I have that's been like given to me, because there's a whole bunch of different recipes from the family and everything we've ever made at this point.
Ooh, family recipes fun.
Some of it's family, some is just stuff we found online. We're like, oh, we really like this, we'll be able to make it again, kind of thing. So it's like
Right.
a whole bunch of cut out paper just kind of stuck in this thing. Some of it has instructions, other things it's like Kat said, you just, put this in. You're like, okay, but how much? Oh no, just put it in. Okay.
You gotta feel it.
Do I put the whole bottle in? Just a pinch of it in? Do I do exactly 1 tablespoon of it? No, you just put it. Oh. But yeah. So yeah, that's why I can't cook.
Right. I mean, fair.
Cooking is not my thing. In bed.
I like cooking. I just don't do it super often. The only time I really cook is when I go over to my friend's place.
Yeah. I'm also lazy.
Well, actually, we do cook, but we also kind of get really distracted while cooking.
Drunk?
How often have you burnt something?
Oh, never.
No, surprising.
Very surprising, though.
Especially when it's how drunk you guys get sometimes.
I was gonna say, like, we get super drunk.
I'm gonna ask, how the fuck do you not burn something that drunk?
Yeah.
A lot of times, we'll be cooking, and then my friend will be like, "Moda, cut the onions," and then he'll hand me the cleaver because he knows that I hate his chef knife because he got like a shitty chef knife from Walmart.
And he hands you the meat cleaver.
He hands me the meat cleaver, and then after I look at it, I go, "Hand me the shitty knife." and then I take the knife, I down my glass of wine, and I'm like, all right, let's cut this onion into dice. Let's dice this onion, bitch. And it comes out pretty good.
Surprised.
You gotta take that cheap ass knife to someplace and sharpen it.
Oh, my
And
friend
yes.
works in a place now that actually gives him the ability to go to Restaurant Depot.
Uh-huh.
So he said he was going to go over there and check it out. It's that. Have you ever been, do you have Restaurant Depot in Canada?
I've never even heard of it. We have a place called the Cutting Edge. At least where I am. I don't know if that's a thing across Canada, but we have a knife store / weapons store
Right.
called the Cutting Edge here, and I don't know where I honestly don't know where my knives came from because I didn't buy them. They were gifted to me.
Gotcha.
Right.
Many years ago. I did find out that I have about $900 worth of knives, but yeah, and I did learn quite a few years ago to never let my mother anywhere near my sharp knives.
Oof. I can imagine.
She usually, I love my mother, but she generally tends to end up cutting herself somehow.
Ooh.
Well, that's no good.
So, I'm gonna guess the Cutting Edge is not the 1992 romance comedy, apparently.
No, it's not.
I literally Google it. That's the first thing that comes up as a 1992 romance comedy. I'm like, that's what Dean's talking about.
I got a hair salon called the Cutting Edge Studio.
There, shade.
No, it was from my own curiosity. Honestly, I was just.
But no, Restaurant Depot is basically, it's just this big store that sells nothing but restaurant equipment. Like you need bar stools, go there. You need knives, go there. You need bus tubs, go there. Like anything you could need in a restaurant kitchen or like any kitchen, you can find it there.
I used to live by one.
But you can only get in if you have like a culinary school ID or if you have proof that you own a restaurant or work for a restaurant. And that's the only way they're getting in.
Interesting. Business practice.
Or
Or
you get a plastic ID with some crayon. Color in your ID and it says you work for a restaurant.
I'm sure they'll see right through it.
No. You just gotta be professional enough with those crayons.
Sure. No, it is pretty interesting how it's only for like that specific clientele. But it does make sense because they sell like really top quality stuff.
Right.
So it's not like it's some random jerk off buying an insanely sharp knife or like an insanely good knife.
But
I mean, some jerk off the streets ain't gonna be able to afford a knife like that.
think of it this way though. What if, Moda, they open it out to the public? Then you know what that solves?
Nothing.
People stealing the salt and pepper shakers from restaurants.
Oh, they're gonna do it regardless.
Yeah, that's fair.
If it ain't glued
But that's
down.
not gonna stop. No, it's a really cool place though. I recommend it. Although probably Damien's the only person who can go to it. Because I went when I was still in culinary school.
I mean, I can't really prove that I work for a restaurant.
Right.
So, I mean, technically, I don't work for a restaurant. I work for a hotel. So
But it's still a hotel kitchen.
True.
But I know Restaurant Depot gets a lot of business from restaurants. That's like, hence the name, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's IKEA, like a mix of IKEA and Home Depot, but purely for restaurants.
Good old IKEA.
I miss IKEA.
I had one here. They were gonna build a second one that's
Congrats.
closer to me, but they canceled that idea right before COVID happened. So
That closes
now-
IKEA to me. Yeah.
I was gonna say, so now I gotta drive it like an hour away.
Oof.
And with $5 a gas can, no thank you. Or $5 a gallon, no.
$5 a gas can, that'd be very expensive gas or very cheap.
I was gonna
Depending on the
say,
can.
yeah, it depends on the can. You just go with an extra large can. It's like you said, just can. Never said about how big the limit was. You just said a can.
And I was gonna say the closest IKEA to me is downtown, which means traffic.
Joyful traffic.
Well, sometimes depending on the day.
Ours is about 35, 40 minutes away. So we don't have
That's about us too. 30, 40.
Yeah. Haven't been there in ages.
Same.
Let's
see. The closest IKEA to me is about a 7-hour drive.
Jesus Christ.
Cool.
That's
Yeah,
fun.
we're not apparently not big enough to have an IKEA.
Damn.
We have a collection point where if we can order something off of their website and it'll be delivered here, but
Not go there.
yeah, you can't
Yeah.
go there because the closest one is Winnipeg or Edmonton or Calgary. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to either of any of those.
Yes, Edmonton would be your best bet, but shit.
God.
The funny thing is, I have no reason to go to Alberta. So,
Yeah, no.
So
I mean,
there's
I've-
no point
I've-
anyway.
I have reason to go to Manitoba.
What's
but,
over in Manchester?
in Manitoba? My sister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I grew up in Manitoba for the most part.
Yeah, one of my best friends grew up in Manitoba, and he is very much a redneck.
I am very much not.
He grew up in a small town, very small town.
Well, me
Very.
too.
Well, I meant no insult.
Oh gosh, no insult taken whatsoever. Yeah, no, I don't want to make it a contest. He can win, but
Who is
small
more
town.
redneck? Find out today. No.
Actually, I'm curious. What is it at these days? How many peoples do we have there? And this was some time ago. I lived there. I think I was about 13, 14. No, 12. I just finished. I was just turning 13 when we moved to Saskatchewan again. I was born in Saskatchewan, but
Hmm.
oh, they don't even have an approximate population. That's how small it is.
Oh no.
But yeah, we lived in this rural, tiny little town, like 200 kilometers northwest-ish of Winnipeg. It's called Moosehorn.
I think I remember you talking about that before.
Yeah, we thought it was so funny. People be like, "Where the hell is that?" It's on the moose's head. Haha.
Oh my
Anyway.
God.
I know, right? It's grown. But yeah, like it was super tiny. It was honestly a good place to grow up. It like everyone knew everyone, and you didn't have to lock your door. And I could go play till like 9 p.m. And if I didn't come home, like I was at one of 3 friends' houses. My grandparents could call them, right? Like
Nice.
definitely. Like, it was-
Yeah, they don't really have much of a population idea, do they?
That I'm gonna be honest, Apoca, that the same when I moved to the Midwest to Missouri, I was told by my stepdad that when growing up, he grew up in a kind of a small town and they didn't lock the doors. And me, I grew up in Florida. That's a wild concept. Like if you don't lock your doors, you're probably gonna get stabbed. Depending
Oh, yeah.
on where you're either gonna get stabbed, shot up with a gun, or shot up with something else, depending on where you are.
Yeah, that was the only place we were able to do that.
It was such a. I remember when we first moved here too. We would drive around the complex we live in
Right?
and see people leave their garage doors open with no cars anywhere.
Mm.
And I'll be looking at it, we're like, are they going to get robbed? Should we say something? But they're our neighbors, so who cares? Which is kind of also a Florida attitude. They're our neighbor, who cares?
Oh,
Because you never know. You could knock on the door and then you open the door and get stabbed
Or shot. I mean, that
or
is-
shot.
Yeah.
Got it. So I'm just gonna make a note here. Never go
Was it-
to Florida.
Yes,
Oh, I wouldn't go to Florida. Florida. sucks.
I've had so many people say that if Florida fell off into the ocean, no one would miss it.
No one would either. No.
Same with California, apparently.
really?
Oh,
I heard
that like, you know what I saw on Reddit recently? Speaking of Florida,
Mhm.
Uh-oh.
it was a chart. It was it was a map of the United States, and it said they were all different colors, and the colors dictated what state that state hated the most.
Okay.
You know what state Florida hated the most?
What state?
Florida.
Oh, geez.
Of course.
So I was just skimming through the Google photos for Moosehorn. Give you an idea of how old some of these photos are.
Are they in
Gas was
sepia?
Gas was below $1.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Wow, man.
Can gas be below $1 again? That'd be nice.
So, that would be glorious to have freaking 80 cents a liter again. Ugh.
It's a thing we'll
Oh.
never see.
That also kind of reminds me. I was at work,
Mm-hmm.
and I was talking to I was outside. I was talking to a guest about the weather. Like, we were talking about how it's been 100 degrees lately, but also it's been a very dry heat. And we were talking, and he said, I mean, it's hot, but it's not humid, because I'm from Florida. And I go, I'm from Florida. And then we both started hating on Florida. We were like, the humidity sucks in Florida. We're like, yeah, and the love bugs. And then we started seizing up in fear over the love bugs. Which are nightmare. I think I've talked about love bugs before with you guys.
See, being as old as I am, when I think of love bugs, I think of the VW beetle. That's what they used to call them.
Love
Not at all. Much, much worse.
Those are the ones that like try to bite you around the mouth.
No.
No, okay.
They're a different thing entirely. Long story short, people in Florida, like Floridians, even like tourists, they despise love bugs with their entire body, mind, and soul.
Ew, these things are ugly.
Yes,
On your map.
that's the one. That's the map. Florida hates Florida the most. And it's the only state to hate itself. No one else hates themselves, only Florida. Because Florida sucks and should drop into the ocean.
These remind me of maple bugs a little bit.
Oh, did you Google love bugs?
Yeah.
Am I reading this right? And it says,
Bugs.
hey, Oklahoma hates Oklahoma. Am I looking at this right? Or am I looking in the wrong spot for Oklahoma?
Man, I don't even know what Oklahoma is.
Yeah, I hate to tell you this, Damien. I may live in the United States, but there's no fucking way I know where any of these states are.
You think the United States school system teaches kids where the states are? Hell no.
I know where the four corners are.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me considering the United States thinks it's the world.
Man, Shade, I didn't even learn about the four corners.
Yes.
In school.
Well, I only know it because I'm in Arizona, so I'm connected to them. Like, I know it's New Mexico, it's California, God damn it, Colorado, and then Nevada. No, it's not Nevada.
Right.
No, it's New Mexico. No, fuck. You know what? Utah. There we go.
You see? We barely. Growing up in Florida,
God, I hate myself.
I didn't even know the two states connected to Florida for the longest time.
Oh my God, what is this infestation of love bugs? My God. Looks like
yeah.
dirt.
What the hell?
Also, they're like two bugs stuck together at all times?
Yeah.
Yeah. So love bugs The thing about love bugs is that one of them is like they're male and female, right?
Uh-huh.
And the male is dead. And the female is flying around with the corpse, using the corpse of the husband to fertilize the eggs.
Oh.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, it gets even better. Because their blood is slightly acidic, which means when you're driving through a massive cloud of love bugs and they splatter all over your car, you need to wash that off, because if not, the acidity will peel the paint off your car.
Christ.
That's generally the same for most bugs you run into. I mean, probably less acidic, maybe, but that's
they're
generally
pretty acidic. But the thing is, you ever seen a swarm of gnats? Like a big ass swarm of gnats flying around in a cloud.
Definitely.
Imagine the teeny tiny gnat. Yeah, basically that. The car that Shay just posted.
You're on the TV as well.
Yeah.
Lord.
That would be flying through a cloud of love bugs. Like you wouldn't even be able to see the license plate.
Yeah.
That'd be me going to the car wash immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, love bugs are the worst. Nobody likes them. And also, they stain sidewalks a very ugly brown.
Yeah.
And then they hang around for like a month or so, and then they all die and fuck off. And then they come back again like clockwork. And we deal with them all over again.
Joy.
If we're not dealing with love bugs, we're dealing with palmettos. Which I don't think you don't know what palmettos are, right? Any of you?
No, I don't think so.
Imagine cockroaches, right?
I don't want to, but all right.
Give them wings and make them slightly bigger.
Oh,
this is what I got for palmettos.
No, that's not it. That's
I
not.
know it's not. That's sense of a couple palm trees in a pool. So
No.
Yeah, no, I think palmetto. I totally think of plant too.
But no, palmetto is just a bigger American cockroach with the ability to fly.
Oh, I hate these things.
I hate that. I hate that very much.
Oh my god, they're so large. What the fuck?
Right?
Cockroaches have wings, right?
I thought so.
They just can't fly very well.
I don't think cockroaches can fly at all.
These things, yeah, there it is.
What the
Look at it. Fun fact, one of them tried to fly into my ear when I was younger.
Holy shit, they're so fat.
That's how I became afraid of cockroaches for a while.
They're little chonky boys.
Yeah, it's massive.
Could you imagine the squish they'd make when you stepped on them?
Yeah.
Crunch.
Oh, yeah, and the crunch, too. Ooh, it'd be crunchy.
Oh, we also have to deal with lizards sneaking into your house.
That's
I'd be okay with dealing with that.
That's always fun. Florida's fucking weird, man. Like, straight up. Lizards raining from the skies. That's also a thing that happens. Like during the Florida winter, which is 70 degrees Fahrenheit, it becomes too cold for the green iguanas, so they fall out of trees. And then when you try to pick them up, they wake up, right?
Uh-huh.
But then they see that they're being held by a random person, and they start spazzing the fuck out. So instead of thanking you for helping them, they scratch the shit out of your arms and legs.
Of course.
Also,
I mean, they don't know.
7 degrees Fahrenheit is negative 21.67
Oh, yeah.
Celsius. For those that use Celsius.
Florida doesn't get very cold. So to be fair, that is cold for Florida.
I was going to say, Moda, I've never seen a 7 degrees Fahrenheit here.
Also, fun fact, just sorry. Because I always have to look up fun facts when it comes to biology. Cockroaches do in fact have 4 wings, but not all really fly actively.
Right. I think technically the ones in Florida that fly are called wood roaches.
Okay.
But I always heard them called palmettos.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of times there'll be regional nicknames too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's nearly as bad in northern Saskatchewan. Damien would be able to tell me. But when we lived in southern Saskatchewan for a while, we had a similar issue with what we called maple bugs. Yeah, he knows. I have also heard them called box elder bugs because they primarily, obviously, breed and nest in maple and box elder trees. And there would be certain seasons where, like, I would come home from school as this poor little friggin' 13-year-old, like, not wanting to go in my house because they just would coat the door and the walls, like. And it's like, how am I going to get in without letting, like, how many in?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm unfortunately very familiar with the maple bug.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Especially at certain times of the year where certain parts of the house or the garage get warm enough and they just swarm towards that.
Yep.
Oh my god, it is swarm to hell.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had 2 doors and then a garage, and I would just try to find whichever one had the least. Get in that way and then kill any that got in. They're so annoying. Like they were harmless, just annoying as fuck.
Oh yeah.
At least they didn't carry their dead husbands' corpses around with them, like the.
You sometimes just see the corpse of a husband, like corpse of one of them, and you're like, okay, where's the other half? Actually, I think they die if they get pulled apart. I'm pretty sure they die.
The insect world is fucking savage, man.
I remember when we were younger,
Sorry.
I was gonna say, I remember when we were little kids and love bug season came around, we would snatch up the love bugs and pull them apart.
No.
You're not laughing at that. That's pretty horrible. But the maple bug that looked like it was like trying to bite Damien's head when you were moving it.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, Florida kids come out weird. Oh, beautiful.
You know, the only bug I ever dealt with a lot. Hold on, let me post it first.
What is it called?
These adorable things.
Oh, roly polies?
Roly polies.
Roly polies aren't bugs.
Well, I don't know what I just always call them bugs. I don't know
okay,
what
fun fact.
Right.
Two things. One, as my entomologist first year professor would tell you, not all insects are bugs. It is a very specific group of insects that are bugs. Actually, bed bugs are in that group. They are true bugs. Then secondly, those little guys, we also call them roly polies. I've heard a few different names for them. Woodlouse, I believe. They're crustaceans, actually. They're little baby crustaceans.
They're adorable.
Right?
They're a little far away from the ocean.
And you poke them and they curl up in tight little balls. They're so cute.
Right?
Oh, we didn't mention this earlier.
Uh-huh.
In addition to having a very adorable laugh, Apoka is also a super smart biologist.
I am a biologist. The generous descriptor.
Oh, I never posted the picture of the roly poly. Hold on. I gotta put the roly poly on.
Not like I. Oh, actually, I have a story that happened today at work that I don't think it's appropriate for the podcast, so I'll tell it later.
Just tease the audience. Yeah,
wow.
Sorry.
Yeah. I think you have to tell it now, Mona.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay, so I was at work and I was walking around and I was passing by I work at a casino. I was passing by one of the turnstiles, like the little places where you go to get your ID checked.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I get stopped by one of my coworkers, and they're like, "Hey, a guest gave me this. What do you think I should do?" And I looked at it, and my first thought was, "That's a baggie of heroin."
Oh no!
And then I thought about it. I'm like, "Why do I know that off the top of my head?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, Florida."
So did you go? I'll take that. I'll be
No,
confiscating that. Thank you.
I'm Floridian, not Georgian. Floridians do a meth. Excuse you.
I know. I was only kidding.
I know. And so was I, kinda. No, Floridians do flocka. Yes, that's real.
I have no idea what that is, actually.
It was a very big, just like Florida only thing. I remember that was a really big issue when in high school. The teacher would be like, "Don't do this; it will fuck you up permanently." And to be fair, it did. But no, I was looking at it. I'm like, "That's heroin. Don't do it. Just call a supervisor."
Jesus.
Wow. It's like, don't do anything. Just call the boss.
Like my coworker was like,
Yeah.
"Is this crystal meth?" I'm like, "No, that's a little too cloudy to be crystal meth. Crystal meth is kind of clearish." I'm like, "This is what I learned in high school more than anything."
Oh my god.
What a brilliant use of my public school education. Identifying
America,
drugs.
ladies and gentlemen. America,
Or
ladies and
Florida.
gentlemen. Or Florida,
Florida.
I guess, ladies and gentlemen. Wow.
I remember being described once like what different drugs look like. And it is like, it's one of those things like you can identify it and then avoid it instead of just avoiding it entirely. It's like you gotta see what it is first.
Yeah.
And then that's how you know to distract the person trying to flog it to you.
Oh man. Speaking of drugs and whatnot, it was kind of funny.
Oh.
It turned out to not be drugs, but the other day, before my week off, I walked into the boss's office to talk with one of the guys that was in there. The boss was gone for the day, so I went in there to talk with the guy who does our scheduling and whatnot. And sitting on the chair next to him was this big bag of white powdery stuff. It's a clear bag, no label, nothing. And I'm like, "The hell, Adam? You snorting without me or something?" He's like, "No, man, it's pancake mix." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, no, okay, that stuff would probably hurt just as much to snort."
I once snorted powdered sugar by accident.
Why?
Why?
I was trying to do a joke.
That joke turned reality.
Yeah. Oh.
No, it was a similar situation. I walked into the school cafeteria and I saw my friend eating a powdered donut. I'm like, "Ooh, Coke." And then I pretended to snort it, and then I actually snorted it.
Oh no. Ow.
And then my best guy friend and her boyfriend came up a couple minutes after me and goes, "Ooh, Coke," and then pretended to snort it and then actually snorted it.
Dear God.
So you can see why we were best friends, because we were basically on the same wavelength.
Went together like cocaine and waffles.
Yeah.
This is an
Share
actual
the
line
same-
from a movie.
Yeah, which movie?
Talladega Nights.
I have no idea.
Isn't that with what's his face?
Yes.
Why can't Will Ferrell?
Will Ferrell, yeah. And he's a NASCAR driver. I actually haven't seen it for so long.
Oh God,
But
yeah. I
it
think
was-
last time I saw it was new.
Right? It was like when the PS3 came out, it came with like a Blu-ray and a game. It was like it came with it or some shit. Anyway, I remember it being fairly amusing, but I haven't seen it forever. But the reason, like, I'll always think of it now is like the very first time me and Ryderly ever talked on DM. They were just like, "Do we just become best friends?" I was like, "I think so." And we go together like cocaine and waffles.
God.
No, I have a couple of stories involving substances just from Florida.
Oh, boy.
There was one time, I would never forget this. I was chilling at home on my day off when I worked at Jimmy John's. And I get a text from the person in charge of the store. And she texts me being like, "Hey, I went into the bathroom to clean it and I found this powder substance on the rim of the toilet bowl." And then in a stroke of genius, she like takes her finger and wipes the toilet and wipes the rim of the sink, and then puts it up to the camera to give it a better view because she was texting me through Snapchat. And I texted her saying, "If you get a contact high, I'm not coming in to cover you." Which is sad that it sometimes gets to the point where that's a legit thing that happens. And then I told her straight up and I wasn't going to. I'm like, "If you get a contact high, I'm not doing anything."
God.
Like, you're on your own. Have fun.
Stupid people. You see something, you don't know what it is. Don't touch it.
But then how else are you supposed to know what it feels like?
I guess they should have gone into more detail. This might be something only Damien remembers because I'm pretty sure all Canadian kids were inundated with it. "Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you shove it in your face." Oh, you don't know it? Oh my god, though. "It might look good to eat and it might look good to taste." It was this really creepy infomercial with these like little puppets. And they would sing this and it ended like, "If you don't know just what it is, don't put it in your mouth." Stupidest little infomercial for children. And the puppets were so unsettling.
Oh, these puppets for that's creepy.
It was like a puppet beat, like vegetable puppets. Like, oh my god, it was really weird.
Right.
And then like these two creepy characters, it scarred so many kids.
Why a beat?
There you go.
Oh my god. Oh.
What the fuck is this?
Jesus.
Oh yeah. Right?
There you
Nightmare fuel.
Nightmare fuel, guy.
Oh wow, 92. I was just a
Did
wee
they
one.
do-
No wonder it terrified me.
Do they want to
Everyone's so
traumatize children?
Apparently they wanted to traumatize you enough to not put it in your mouth.
Right? It's terrifying. Okay, I won't put it in my mouth. Blue people, don't eat me.
Because I think I was 92. Yeah, I would have been 10.
That's a year older than me, so I was just tiny, but I remember being like
I
I would have been -7.
-7. Oh my god.
gotta snip this and put this on the TV because this is like
I-
very
oh,
specific face.
I was like preschool or kindergarten. I don't want to do the math. I don't even know how old I am.
Fair. No, if that was in Florida, nobody paid attention, especially to me. Okay, this is kind of gross to admit,
Oh,
but there was one time in school. I'm embarrassed to say it was in high school when we found a stain on the ground
oh no,
and we were trying to figure out what the stain was.
oh no.
Oh no.
And then I go, "Hold on," and I stuck my finger in it, licked it. I'm like, "Yeah, that's Kool-Aid."
At least it was just Kool-Aid.
Oh shit! I was really worried this can go somewhere else.
Same here.
Yeah, I think the worst. I've never.
It's not the first time I found a puddle of red stuff on the floor at school.
God.
Also, now there's just a really creepy face staring
The
at
only
Damien.
time
I hate it so much.
I hate everything about that.
I feel like I'm watching Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared again.
Oh
Oh,
God.
But yeah, no, I've never done anything gross like that. I know my mister, when he was little, once licked the bottom of his shoe, but it was a bet.
Oh, I did that too. I lost a bet.
Ah, okay. Yeah, they looked at him to do it, and he was like, cough it up.
Yeah. I didn't do any of that. I think the most I did is that I bite my nails a lot,
Right.
right? So I think for me, the most I ever had was sand in my mouth. Because also when I was a kid, I would go to the playground or during recess. I don't know if anyone else has done this, but I would dig tunnels in the sand.
Ooh, I did that. I had to be careful though, because
Oh.
there might be broken glass in the sand.
Oh,
I think I know where Shade is going with this, because I think I've done something similar.
Yes.
Oh, what is it?
So I would dig down, right? And then I'd dig until I hit like the clay. Yeah. And I keep digging, and I dig, and I attach all these tunnels. It was a massive, like, massive, like, section of this playground that was just tunnels everywhere. And if someone stepped in, they would kind of fall. But let's not talk about that part.
It sucks to be them.
Yeah. Well, eventually other people joined me, and then that expanded the danger zone a lot. But
Right.
and then of course, I wouldn't like pick out my nails. I just start chewing on my nails, and every once in a while I get sand. Like I'd bite into a sand, it would be very uncomfortable.
What?
Right.
Yeah,
Naturally.
not sand in the mouth is not a good taste.
No,
Nor is
it's
clay.
not. Have you ever had sand tinted with salt water?
In your mouth? Yes.
That
Yeah.
didn't go where I thought it was going to go, actually. Jay.
Where did you think it was gonna go? I'm curious because I was very.
Sand looks an awful lot like litter.
No.
Okay, I didn't pee in the sand, and
No, I know, but cats
Isn't it,
do.
though?
Cats like to
Ah.
poop in sand.
You gotta be careful in sandboxes. Yeah,
That's
cats
fair.
might found it.
There's a reason why we got rid of our sandbox in our backyard when I was younger.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But no, I was going to say, like, when you're playing at the beach, sometimes you have sometimes if you're unlucky, you'll get a dose of salty sand in your mouth.
Or you just get wiped out by a wave and land face first into the sand.
Oh, I've done that. That's happened to me before.
Get dragged into the water. It's good fun.
Yeah, right?
Bye, Mona. Bye, Shade. It was nice knowing you guys.
You have to be really careful or else the riptide will pull you under.
Yep.
Don't
Yep.
want that.
That's one of those, you have to be a really strong swimmer to get
Yeah.
out of that kind of thing.
Honestly, the riptides were one of the least concerning things.
It's everything else in the water, right?
Yeah, like the barracudas.
The
Pretty mean.
barracuda.
Imagine a piranha, but long and even angrier. So a long, silvery fish with knives for teeth. And they want nothing more than to rip your toes off.
Man,
And that's a
glad
barracuda.
I've never had any of these near me.
Oh, and also the jellyfish. The jellyfish are not fun.
Oh yeah, I
Not
love
the-
jellyfish, but not they are dangerous. Yeah, most of them.
Yeah, there it is. Haha. Look at the size of that mouth.
That looks nothing like a car.
What?
There's actually a car called the Cuda, or the Barracuda at one point.
Never heard of it.
The only thing.
Well, that was long before your time, Moda. That was long before even my time. Let's see.
What's up, Kat?
I just wanted to let Damien finish. I would say the only thing that is slightly scarier to me about piranha is how they travel in such big groups.
Right.
Yeah.
And
That
that's
is-
how they're able to just decimate things so quickly. Like at least barracudas are more or less solitary.
Yeah, I was gonna say barracudas are very solitary, but but they're fast. That's the thing.
There. That's That's what I know with the name Barracuda. Thank you.
Okay. I remember one time I was swimming in the ocean and I saw a flash of silver, and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking book it, man. And then it turned out to just be a barracuda ripped in half. An unfinished corpse, an unfinished snack from some other larger fish.
Interesting.
And then I kept swimming around. I kept swimming around in the water.
Interesting.
Brave.
I think the only thing I've dealt with the ocean is I think I've seen jellyfish on the beach sometimes.
Right.
And then other than that, I wasn't close enough to it, but there was one point where my family was kind of swimming a little bit out there, and they were all looking towards us, right? And we were trying to tell them that there was a seal behind them in the water, just swimming behind them in the ocean, and they're like, no idea, not a fucking clue. And it wasn't until they finally came back. We're like, yeah, we were trying to warn you. There was a big old seal behind you. Yeah.
I heard a story about, I can't remember, it was off the coast. I can't remember if it was off the coast of BC here or if it was a little further north and off the coast of Alaska. But there was some dumb bitch who like, there was warnings like you're not supposed to cross this area because there was a bunch of sea lions. But she wanted to go see them. Yeah, she got her ass bit by a sea lion.
Oh my god.
Beautiful.
Got what she deserved.
Right? They got her out and like, it's like she owned it. She was stupid. She learned her lesson. So like, fuck, they're not. It's not a petting zoo, man. These are wild animals.
Right?
That's what people don't understand.
Male like stellar sea lions can get up to like 3,000 fucking pounds. Like they're huge.
Oh,
yeah.
this is getting massive.
The only thing I worried about growing up was the alligators. Because that was a thing.
The only thing I worried about growing up was tornadoes.
Oh, hurricanes.
Before I ever became like, tornadoes are actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
You reminded me, that was the other thing, hurricanes. We also kind of worried about hurricanes.
Yeah, okay, so I'm crazy enough to be one of those types who would probably go out and chase one if I given the chance.
I gotta ask.
So,
People don't do that. And in Florida, they take their kayaks and swim and take a kayak ride through the flooded streets. That's a real thing. I watched someone on the news do that during Hurricane Irma.
So Damien, how do you go from tornadoes and such to wanting to chase them down?
I honestly don't know, but I remember the movie Twister terrifying me as a child.
Oh, see,
it terrified me as a child, but it also fascinated the hell out of me.
right? I was gonna say it did scare me a little, but more I was like, that's so cool. It's like, no, it's not. It's scary.
It's like
So
they're
I
cool
think
from a
it's-
distance. There's
Yeah.
that distance, but going near
Well,
them.
they're beautiful from a distance. They're even more beautiful up close, but a little more deadly.
Oh, yeah, they are.
I mean, you have to learn to read their patterns and whatnot, which I know nothing about. So I'd have somebody scientific, I suppose, in the ways of weather patterns to show me things. But chances of me ever actually getting the chance to see another tornado, experience another one, are slim, because I live in a big city, semi-big city. Tornadoes don't come around here.
Yeah. Oh, and just before we get too far away, Kat always fact checks herself, and those sea lions can get that big. That's like a record. The average is only like 1,200 pounds.
Gotcha.
You know what I remember some time ago? In Universal Studios in Florida, there used to be an attraction based on the movie Twister.
Interesting.
Yeah, I
would-
think I've heard of that. Actually.
You would like walk through. You're like just walk through a little thing, like a little like scaled down version of a town. It's still like big, but not like town big. And then they would have a little fake twister with like smoke and wind go through. It was kind of fun. I don't remember it fully, but I remember it being pretty fun.
Right.
It was replaced by a Ghostbusters ride. And then that is also gone.
Also,
It got replaced with something else.
Ghostbusters 1 might make a return at some point, I'm sure.
Maybe.
also, I just gotta say, if you wanted to go see the sea lions, right? Why would you want to see them when you could? The only ones I want to go see are those ones.
Baby harp seal, so cute.
They're adorable,
Aw, they're so fluffy.
right? Harp seals are adorable.
You know what I wanted to go do for the longest time, but I was never given the chance to?
What?
I wanted to go to Gatorland.
I'm sorry. What
Gatorland.
is
Like
it?
a little. Go on.
I was gonna say, is it an entire park just based around gators?
Yeah. And there were gators there. You could actually wrestle an alligator
I'm sorry. Why?
because it's fun.
Hey, alligators, man.
I just feel like that's a situation waiting to happen.
I mean, you just sit on its back, you wrap your hands around its mouth, and you hold its tail down.
Okay.
And problem solved. The alligator can't bite you because all of its power is in closing the jaws.
Yep.
Also, there's children holding an alligator.
That's also a very small alligator.
It is a very
Comparison.
small alligator. Yes, it is very small.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That little sapsucker would probably take one of those kids' arms off given the chance. But,
100%.
Always go.
I've always wanted to pet an alligator. Give it a little pat.
Yeah.
I've done it to snakes before, but never to alligators.
Very leathery.
Very leathery. Yeah, I can imagine.
you know, I've never petted a snake, but I have eaten one.
Yeah.
I've never eaten one. I've eaten frog.
Tasted just like chicken.
It honestly does.
I like snakes, so I want to eat snakes.
Although it's a bit chewier than chicken, in my opinion.
It's been years, but yeah, I seem to remember it being a bit chewier.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't awful. I'll have it again.
Yeah, given the chance, I'd have it again.
So I remember, speaking about eating alligators or eating stuff. I've never had alligator, but I remember in the Orlando airport, there was I don't think they have it anymore. I don't remember it being there. But they in the gift shop, they used to sell a little candy called alligator poop. But it was chocolate covered sunflower seeds with a green coat.
Interesting.
Interesting.
And then it was just alligator poop, and you bought it.
Yeah,
I don't think they sell it anymore.
stuff like that.
Yeah. As for the petting the snakes, though, I don't think I would pet any snakes around here.
Oh, how come?
Because we got the rattlesnakes, and I have no
Oh, that-
intention to go near those.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Oh boy.
Fair.
I think there's
I think
also.
the snakes. No, go on.
I was gonna say, I think there's some acronym that we learned at school about snakes as well, and how not to get near certain ones about color or something.
They've got diamonds on their backs. I was really lucky one time. We were out in the hills in Pennsylvania, and there was a snake in the middle of the road. And my husband slowed down, and I was going to see if I could find a stick or something and just push it off the road. And like, I'm smart enough to not get super close, but I like got a little close to see if I could identify it.
Right.
And I saw its tail shaking, but there was nothing on it. Its rattle had gotten run over.
Oh no.
Well, I had no rattle. But
Aww.
I recognized it and stayed the fuck away, but like no warning either, right?
Yeah, it's
Right.
like
That
silent.
rattle is good warning.
Yep.
Jeez.
Ah, I
Poor
found
rattlesnake.
the rhyme.
Oh.
It was red touching black, safe for Jack. Red touching yellow, kill a fellow.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. They were coral snakes.
Yeah.
I heard that before in my school.
Yeah.
Coral King or something, they're very similar.
We were also taught later on that if we came across a really big snake, run the fuck away, because that's probably a Burmese python. Like, run away, call animal patrol,
Ugh.
because they'll choke the life out of you.
Yep.
They just want to give you a hug because you're so warm.
Exactly. So that's what I watched on the news. It was just a Burmese python and a fully grown Burmese python and a fully grown alligator having a snuggle match.
Ah.
Yes. And let me guess, the python won.
Actually, the alligator won.
Really?
Yeah. It really does depend from what I've read. Because like it can go either way depending on whether the alligator can get a strong enough grip on it from it with its teeth in the initial scuffle.
True.
I'm pretty sure
But
they're
more
invasive.
go on.
Sorry, just the Burmese python. I don't think they're native to Florida. I think they're probably an invasive species.
They are
Exotic pets, and yeah, yay! Now we've got Burmese pythons in Florida.
Yeah, no, they're
It's
an
just like
invasive-
now that we have murder hornets.
No.
It's also actually the green iguana is invasive to Florida too. It's just people would get them as exotic pets, and then they become too big, and they throw them in the Everglades.
Yeah. And it's close enough climate, and they do all right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Ain't that fun?
No, not really.
No, not at all.
Especially since a lot of our species over here don't have a way to fight them off.
No.
That's the same thing in the Everglades too. A lot of the birds and whatnot, they don't know how to fight a python, so they just die, and that's a shame, I guess. No, it's actually a really sad shame because they're eating all the ibis, the stupid bird. Hold on, ibis, IBIS. They're kind of silly looking.
Oh, is it?
It's like a white bird with a really long beak and long legs.
I can see it. JFIF file. I swear to God. That thing? Nope, of course it's not gonna.
What was it? Okay. So, actually, a fun fact. You know why the Miami Hurricane why their mascot is the ibis?
Nothing.
Yeah, that's it.
Look like a pelican.
Because it is said that when hurricanes happen, ibis are the last birds to leave and the first birds to come back when the storm comes and goes.
Interesting.
Interesting.
And that's why the Hurricanes mascot is the Ibis.
Very interesting.
Right? You see them everywhere. They are kind of cute.
I want to say they almost look like a pelican to me, minus the
big,
the big bill.
I was gonna say they almost look like they kind of look like a flamingo with the legs, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. And I know flamingos in captivity do lose their color and turn white.
Yes, because they don't get the thing they need to become pink.
Wait, where's the thing I need?
It's something in the food. I can't remember.
Yeah, I
do remember. I do know that it's the food. Biologists help.
Well, I know that they eat like algae and crustaceans mostly, so
Yes.
they must contain some kind of pigment.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's the pigment from the crustaceans that turns the feather pink.
I'm gonna guess possibly carotenoids. It's the same thing that makes carrots orange, or the same grouping, like so it creates like the pink and orange pigments.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, it's definitely from their diet. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Very fun.
I at least remember that from school.
Sad. I almost got to take an ornithology class, but
What is that?
that is specifically birds,
Aw. I would have loved that, really.
right? But it would have just been an
Birds
elective. They are so cool. I had a friend in college who was a falconer, and he also worked at the local zoo, and they did some rehabilitation there. So he brought into class one time Henry or Henrietta, once they realized it was a female, not a male. She was very small. She's a great horned owl. And females are generally bigger than the males, but she was pretty small, so they thought she was male for a long time. And she was so cute. Oh my god! Like they bring them in. It was kind of like a small dog or cat carrier, covered, but completely blacked out, right? And you would just hear her. Like, it was so cool, and she's so soft. Like they're all feathers, right? You put your finger in, he just sinks down. Like it was really neat. And then he also brought a kestrel named Tumble.
Aw.
They're like a very small hawk, kind of.
Right.
Oh,
that's kind of cool.
I'm trying to think of like other birds that I saw a lot growing up. Pretty much just like the occasional hawk, the ibis, flamingos, ducks, more ducks, all the ducks. Holy shit, there's so many ducks. There's so many ducks in Florida, and it's always the same kind of duck.
Sounds like Florida has a ducking problem.
Yes.
Got a ducking problem with it. Oh, we've like Canada geese here.
Oh,
these assholes just walk around like they own the place.
We get Canadian geese here too in the Midwest.
Yeah. No, don't try to approach one because you'll regret it with every fiber of your being.
Yeah, they can be nasty bitches. Holy shit.
Oh.
I remember when I first I didn't know how to deal with a goose when I first moved here.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was walking near one and it started hissing and honking at me.
Hissing.
And then I panicked and I started running and it chased me and I'm like, hang on, I'm from Florida. Fuck this bird. And I turned around and I like got big and it like looked at me. I looked at it. I'm like, fucking try me, bitch. Try me. Come at me, bro.
And how will that work out for you?
And I think I got far enough from what it was trying to protect, so it stopped chasing me. But I stared it down. I'm like, come on. I'm like, if you come at me, I'm gonna kick you in the head.
Oh my god.
Thank you. No second here. I know
I'm sure if I did, or if I did anything, like it would get really pissed off at me.
Boy.
I don't condone violence against geese. But if it came at me with intent to injure me, I'm not going to curl up in the fetal position and take it.
Yeah, this was just one day on campus. I was walking.
And that's where you turned around and walked the other way, right?
Oh no, I walked right by them. They don't even care. They're so used to students there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Damn.
not like the geese that I rent that are over here. Like they'll hiss at me. But again, I just get really close because I'm like, I don't care. I think I just really don't give a shit.
Let's see if I can find this other one. We were just like pulling out of Best Buy, I think, or something, and this asshole was just like in the middle of the road in the parking lot, just like just slowly walking across. It was like, oh my god, how do you guys survive? So dumb.
But no, geese are annoying. I miss ducks.
Hey, ducks are cool.
Ducks are they're very cute. I once had a point where I was walking by going to work, and I heard a hissing from above. And I looked up on the roof of the building, and I think the goose like made a nest on top of the roof, but then still deemed me too close.
Oh jeez.
Even though it was a story high. So I was like, I couldn't even reach up there if I wanted to. Why are you hissing at me? Don't jump down. I'll fight you.
I honestly, I would pay to see you fight a fucking Canadian goose. Someone tells me that would be the match for the ages.
Like I said, I'm not. If it comes at me, I'm not gonna just stand by.
Oh no, I get that.
I remember. I think I can't remember. I think I might have been talking to you, Damien. Like around the time when we first started becoming friends.
Possibly.
But I said something along the lines of like geese are just big ducks, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And you said no, they're not.
No, they're not.
Something I didn't realize until much later into living here. Geese have like teeth on their tongues.
Yeah, they have creepy little teeth.
Which is terrifying.
It's how they swallow their fish.
Right. Right. Animals are weird.
They really are.
They're weird but cool.
And kind of creepy.
Yeah. That's just the animal kingdom in general.
Bro.
Shade, tell us about your dangerous animals.
We have brown recluses apparently. We have black widows. We have scorpions. We have rattlesnakes. We have coral snakes. Here, hold on. Let's see. See, I did a smart thing and I avoid those fucking. So
Right.
deadly animals. What else do we got? Oh, we got Gila monsters. It's apparently the only venomous lizard native to the United States. According to this, I think. I'm trying to remember if it was their. I think it's just their bite. Yeah. We got Africanized bees.
Murder hornets. Oh wait, no, never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say those are
Totally different thing.
Yeah, it's the killer bees. The scorpions are called bark scorpions. Those are always good fun. It's our most common one and can cause severe medical problems. Yay!
Fun.
Yay!
Apparently, all other scorpions pose a much smaller threat to humans.
Well,
We have tarantulas, centipedes.
Okay.
Centipedes are great. Not really.
They
Yes.
would be mean.
So
Yeah.
what you're saying is stay out of Arizona. Gotcha.
We also have 5 species of brown spiders, which can
Okay,
cause
what does that
aches
mean?
and swellings, and it can result in necrotic ulcers.
I hear that's what a lot of the poisons of spiders do. They cause necrosis.
That's common.
And then snakes are hemotoxin, isn't it?
Often, yeah, like they will cause wounds to not want to clot.
Yeah, because it's a blood thinner,
Mm,
essentially.
anticoagulant.
Yeah. I watched a video. One of my favorite YouTubers is a Pokemon YouTuber, because naturally. But he did a video about what I think Apoca, you might like it. Because he goes through all the types and explains what the types are and like the various like the poison type video, like what kind of poison does poison type Pokemon have?
Oh, cool.
And then that's where I learned about like the snakes with the hemotoxins, the spiders with the necrosis. And he just goes into details about all kinds of poisons.
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure their type of venom is what we would call a zootoxin, which
Right.
means it's got quite a few actually different properties. So, like you'd have one type of toxin that's going to be causing cell death. You have another that's going to be affecting your nervous system. You have
Right.
the hemotoxins, which are going to disrupt blood clotting. So, like, yeah, it's just a fucking cocktail shit. Fuck you up.
Yeah. Oh, I got 2 more animals here. We have a desert
Yay.
toad. That's poisonous. Not venomous, poisonous.
You don't eat them or lick them.
Yes.
That apparently
He goes-
they have glands that produce a poison that can kill an adult dog.
Oh, fun.
On.
And then we have a blister beetle, which excretes an irritant that can cause blistering, much like poison ivy.
Oh, interesting.
It's good. It's joy.
Sounds like it.
We also have a
No
cone
wonder
nose
a lot
bug.
of. No wonder people call Arizona hell. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, it's not fun. There's no fun things here. We don't have fun.
And you live there.
We have heat and death and poison. It's not fun. There's no fun here. Temperatures that go into the hundreds. It's not fun. There's nothing fun here.
I'm thinking of.
You
one
have
of our deadly-
you have a Phoenix Comic Con.
Okay. Let's poison and death.
And Comic
that-
Con.
That's like one positive in amongst a whole bunch of negatives.
Oh wait,
I mean, yeah.
I got one more thing. I guess technically we don't get a whole lot of natural disasters in the valley.
Okay, so
Ooh.
two pluses.
Earthquakes don't normally happen. We don't really get tornadoes.
Too damn
We-
hot for tornadoes.
We get all we get is haboobs. It's just dirt in the air, which of course can cause problems if you stay on it. You're literally inhaling dirt. So
Yeah, I
you
remember
know,
you telling me about boobs.
yeah.
Another
Go.
You probably, I don't know. There's definitely different kinds for all areas, but I think in a dry area it'd be less likely. One thing we have in abundance here is fungi. And
What?
we literally have to be careful because, like, there's plenty of safe, delicious, edible species. There's hallucinogenic species, obviously. So during the seasons, people love to go look for mushrooms and forage. But unfortunately, we have a species called Amanita phalloides, I think. It's called the death cap in or
Oh, I've heard
Common
about that.
common name, and it unfortunately it can easily be mistaken for puffballs, which are perfectly edible, and it is insanely poisonous. I believe like a toddler was killed a few years back from eating one. Like they're
Jeez.
super scary to the point I will never eat a mushroom I pick out of the ground in BC just in case.
That's fair.
No, that's definitely fair.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Wow.
psilocybin I can recognize at least.
Psilocybin. Why do I know that name?
Because those are magic mushrooms.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, my friend talked about it a couple of times. That's some
To be
interesting.
fair, psilocybin is the alkaloid that causes the hallucinogenic
Right.
properties in the species.
Okay.
But yes, we have a lot of those here too.
Nice.
The only one I know is we have Destroying Angel mushrooms
Angel. Look that up.
and Deadly Galerin, which I think it has like the same kind of toxin as a Destroying Angel.
I figure there's some every climate there'll be some kind of fungi that could kill you.
Yep.
Actually,
And we don't have a whole lot, but we do have magic mushroom apparently in Arizona.
Cool.
Okay.
Gymnolupus. Yeah, I can't speak.
Yeah,
mushroom.
Destroying Angel
There you
is basically the same genus as the Death Cat.
Apoca.
Hmm?
I sent you the video on the poison type Pokemon.
Oh, thank you. I'll check it out later.
I don't know if there's any. Hang on, let me Google.
Yeah, I guess the Deadly Galerin looks very much similar to the edible little brown mushrooms.
Oh no.
So they can be mixed in with that, and you can die from those.
Okay, I looked up poisonous plants in Florida. I've never seen any of these. I do remember a big thing was sand spurs. I don't know if you know what those are.
I'm not ringing a bell.
Okay, I have a photo right here.
Oh, sorry, I just typed it out.
Right. They're little spiky balls.
Type of grass.
That they're a type of grass, yes. And they will stick to you. And they're basically plant caltrops.
Yep.
And they will actually stab into your skin and hitch a ride. Because that's how they pollinate. They hitch a ride on other animals. And then they drop off eventually.
Yeah, a lot of plants have they're called burrs.
Yeah.
The seed or dry fruit will have those hooky teeth to grab on to travel and disperse.
Yep. And you would take a stroll through a little field, and then you go, huh, why am I bleeding? And then you look down and you're like, ah, damn it. You just limp your way back to the car.
Here
And
one
they're
thing.
especially
Okay.
I was gonna say they're especially bad with dogs. Because then if you have dogs with long hair, like my grandma's dogs, they go into the yard to use the bathroom, and then they come back and their fur is knotted because they're wrapped around the sand spurs.
Oh.
But then what were you gonna say? Sorry.
Oh, no problem. You weren't finished yet. Around here we have an awful and annoying invasive species called the Himalayan blackberry, and the thorns on that fucker. Holy shit! And it just grows in huge swaths and patches, and you accidentally walk in some of that shit.
Oh no.
It's ouchy. I had to be careful. I was doing research for a course, and we had to make a digital herbarium, which is where you find a specific plant, you photograph its different features, and then basically point out everything. In real life, there would be pressings made and filled out like to preserve the specimen, but we just took pictures because
Right.
it's far easier when you have a whole class full of kids needing to do it. I'm trying to find a good picture. Oh yeah, that one shows it off. Hey, it's a JPEG, not a WebP file.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because I'm using Explorer. One up on Google.
I like how this is the perfect example of us getting off topic. We started the podcast talking about anime theory videos.
And now we're talking about plants that poison or bite you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel that's
Yeah.
partially because I'm here too. I definitely led that.
Oh, no, it's fun.
It's all good.
Any excuse.
We
Good.
just get distracted.
See, I think it's great. It means we have more conversations we can go off topic on.
Yeah. Exactly.
Things we normally
Yo.
wouldn't go to, which is great.
Speaking of like plants that bite, Venus flytraps. I love those things.
You know,
They're so cool.
we keep trying to sell them in our, like, we sell them in our Walmart. I think this is a terrible place to sell them.
Yeah, I hear
Yeah.
they're extremely difficult to take care of.
They can definitely be like a little tricky. I just had a very small one and kept it in the window of our kitchen at the time, and she did quite well. I was really happy actually. I named her Audrey 3, I think.
Audrey 3.
If anyone knows the reference. And yeah, she budded quite a few times, had quite a few heads, and Mr. loved feeding her little flies and stuff whenever he could.
Oh.
But yeah, there's an old movie called Little Shop of Horrors where
Oh,
Rick,
there's a. No, sorry, go on.
that's all right. Rick Moranis owns this pet store, and he gets a plant that can talk, and it wants to eat people. So he starts feeding it people because it keeps growing and getting him tons of business and attention because it's so unique and it can talk and sing, and but it's a totally messed up black comedy, and it's so great. And his love interest in the movie's name is Audrey, so he names the plant Audrey 2. I have Audrey 3. And there's this very famous line where it's before the song starts, because it's a musical as well. He says, "Feed me, Seymour." So if you ever hear that, that's from that movie.
I was going to say,
A long time since I've seen that movie.
I've heard of Little Shop of Horrors, but that's because there's a slot machine in a casino based off it.
Oh, cool. It's pretty good. Steve Martin plays a psychotic dentist.
Ooh.
See, I wanted to look up like how to take care of Venus flytrap. I guess it says keep the environment humid and the soil moist. Yeah, why the hell are we growing this in Arizona? Why are we selling these in here?
Moist.
Who the fuck thinks we're gonna keep something alive like that here? The soil moist, humid? It's dry as shit here.
Good luck.
Fucking.
They're gonna need it.
I wonder why I was turned into like a black pile of dead plant in the store all the time.
Oh no.
Because there was this other part. When I worked there, we'd always store them outside.
Why?
Because you know what? Management is dumb.
You know what? I believe.
Like, it needs sunlight.
Yeah. Like I know they need it, but they also need not to be in 110-degree weather.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's the best kind of weather for them to be in. Come on.
Exactly. Oop, oop, oop. And I wonder, kinda, because there's the office in at my old job where like dispatching.
Mm-hmm.
There's sometimes flies, and we actually have an electric fly swatter.
Oh, is
That
it
made me think.
a little like shocky thing on it?
Yeah, I've actually stuck my finger in it.
Why?
I shocked myself. I wanted to see if it would hurt. It doesn't.
Okay.
And plus, I was told to, and I was like, okay. And I just went and stuck my finger in it.
God.
It's not bad. But no, then I wonder, I wonder if a fly trap would be good in an office that has flies on occasion. I mean, because they eat a lot of flies. That's like one of the things.
Mm.
Right.
I don't know. I was just thinking about that. That would be nice. But then that would be something to take care of in an office.
Exactly. Gotta keep it humid. And
I
wet
mean,
soil.
it can get humid. Dude, it's been raining so hard lately, so it's been kind of humid.
Rain. I've seen more than enough of that for like the last 2 months.
No, we've actually had some rain recently.
Arizona gets rain?
Yeah, I know, it's fucking surprising. Monsoon season.
Oh, yeah. That's right. You have like an entire season of just rain.
Mhm.
And then that's it.
And then it goes away. And then we don't see rain for the rest of the year.
And then you just get just a boob season. The rest of it.
That was
Aw.
awesome.
Cute.
She's sadly not with us anymore. That was several years ago, but
Aw.
Rest in peace.
see, she started out with only I think 2 or 3 heads,
Oh,
and then
nice.
budded more. I was so excited. She did really well.
Looks like it, yeah. That's cute. Very cute.
I love plants.
Plants are fun.
I like plants too. I just can't take care of them.
Yeah. I've got the equivalent to a brown thumb when it comes to plants.
Yeah.
I'm in just.
Go on, Kat.
I'm just terrible location right now. Sadly, we're in a north-facing first floor apartment and no light. So I haven't really had any for a while. I tried to do like a small herb garden, and everything started coming up so well, and then all of a sudden all the little seedlings started dying, and apparently there was some sort of root fungus or some shit.
Oh.
I don't know if it came with them when I bought the seeds or like what the fuck happened, but all my baby's dead.
No.
I tried to save a few, but nothing survived.
That sucks.
I haven't had the heart to try again since then.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, no fair.
Understandable.
I just have the thumb of the skeleton finger. It's great. You know? I have death hand. It's great.
Yeah, I'd probably I'd probably be able to kill a cactus, honestly. And I hear they're the hardest thing to kill.
Okay, this is the saddest thing in the world, but I had a very tiny baby aloe. I love aloes, and they are also very hard to kill. They're succulents, so they're pretty hardy. And it was just tiny boy, and I wanted to get a bigger pot eventually. We put him in the very back room on the windowsill because it was the only place that was getting enough light, because they also need lots of light.
Right.
And we ended up, I can't remember why, we had to move everything to the spare room for a while. What were we doing in the bedroom? I can't remember, but
Oh my.
I kind of forgot he was in there.
Oh no.
And the day I remembered, I was like, and like, he was just hanging on barely, but oh my god, this poor little wilted aloe. I was like, I'm so sorry, I failed you. So yeah, I'll wait till we're in a better place before I try plants again.
That sounds good.
So I want to make sure they live.
Yeah, I know. I know we have. It's aloe verde, I think. But my mom took a piece of it from our old house, and then we took it here, right?
Mhm.
Granted, now keep in mind, I'm not touching this plant, so it's not dying because of me. It's alive because I haven't touched it. But they put it in a corner of the yard, right?
Mm.
Right.
It is done so well that they had to plant a bunch of rocks around it to keep it from taking over the yard.
No, it's so cool how many plants can grow from cuttings like that.
Right?
It's pretty cool. I know bamboo is like that too.
Mm.
From the little shoots.
Have you ever seen spider
Shay
plant?
doesn't sound happy.
I killed bamboo.
Oh.
I once killed a bonsai tree by keeping it inside.
Aren't those actually pretty hard to keep alive? Bonsais?
Yeah, bonsais are really hard to keep alive, from what I've heard.
Well, it depends. Like, bonsai is just like the practice or the art of having the small tree in a pot. Like, you can have many different species of tree as a bonsai, but yeah, some are. It's tricky because they're very tiny. I know. I would love to have like a baby Japanese maple as a bonsai. Oh my god,
That'd be pretty cool.
they're the ones that get like bright fuchsia, like scarlet red in the.
Right.
That would be actually cool.
That would be cool.
We have quite a few here. Obviously not native, but they're so gorgeous at that time of year. And we also have a native species called the big leaf maple.
Right.
And they're very aptly named. Show you guys a picture I took when I was. I was actually when I was making that herbarium I told you about. And so you'll notice in the picture I'm holding a bracelet as well as the leaf. That was my token. And what the token was it proved we were the ones who took the picture.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
And my professor said it's best to have something that you can keep with you in case you find something when you're not expecting to.
Right.
I use a bracelet.
Very nice.
Okay, that's fair.
And this is a big leaf from a big leaf maple.
Oh, damn.
Oh, wow. That's massive.
God damn.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever seen one of those.
They're so cool. I love them so much. We have so many here.
That is massive.
For real?
We're very lucky here. We're actually in a legit rainforest. The Pacific Northwest, this little pocket we have here is this insanely unique climate that can hardly be found anywhere else. And it's very fitting for a lot of like plants from the Southern Asian regions where it is very hot. They can actually survive here because it stays warm enough in the winter. As opposed to a lot of Canada.
Refresh my memory. Are you on the island?
No, I'm on mainland in the Fraser Valley.
Okay. I was just couldn't remember if you were on the island or not. It's like
No, thank goodness. Everything's so damn expensive.
I know. I have a friend who is stuck on the island, and it's very expensive there.
And that damn ferry. Ugh.
Oh. Especially if you ever want to go to the mainland. Yeah.
I haven't been for a long time, actually. I had a great uncle who lived out there. We visited every so often.
Nice.
Oh, that's fun. No, I don't know. Stuff is cool. Like everything's cool.
Yeah.
Nature's cool, but also scary.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Yes, Moro?
I don't know, man. I'm just here thinking about plants. It also helps. But I've recently just been playing Plants vs. Zombies in my free time.
I tried to play that game once. I sucked very badly at it.
Well, I also like tower defense. And that's basically tower defense.
Yeah, they basically are, yes.
Pretty sure I showed you guys prior, but one of my favorite baseball caps is like a zombie's head from Plants vs. Zombies. Looks like he's eating your head, and the bottom of the brim says brains.
Nice.
That's so cute.
But yeah. Shade.
What's up? Uh-huh.
Yes, Moda.
Oh my god. Wait, no, I actually did have something, like legitimately. Oh, whatever, I forgot it. I was gonna say I thought I had something, but then I also wasted it. The story about what happened at work today.
Actually, hold on.
What?
While we're here for a split second,
Yeah.
because I just realized something. Because I heard it when I was going back through one of the last podcasts. What the fuck does the numbers
Right.
mean for your name, Moto?
Oh, 1963?
Yeah.
I've explained it in Keese's chat before.
Right. But you literally said in the podcast, find out
Right.
next time, and we never revisited it.
Oh, but like what the numbers mean in my Twitter handle?
Yeah.
1963?
Yeah, like literally, I realized that we literally on the podcast we said find out next time, and then we never covered it again.
Oh, Davey can answer that.
No, wait. No, I can't. I don't think I was ever there when you explained what it meant.
I mean, what's a sci-fi show that we both like?
Oh. Wait. Hold on. Really?
Yeah.
What happened in 1963? Hold on.
Okay, hang on. I'm waiting for Damien to catch up.
Okay. Sitting here, waiting.
Yeah, hold on.
Tension
hold
growing.
On.
Mhm.
Hold on. Give me a moment.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Wait, why is this showing me 1989 stuff?
What?
It's the wrong year.
That is the wrong year.
I mean, I could just say it.
Please, because Google is being a pain.
1963 is the year that Doctor Who aired for the first time.
Mhm.
Okay.
And because sometimes on sites it will say Mortobor is taken for some reason. So I just been writing. I either write 1963 or I put the name at the end. So it's Mortobor the name.
Okay.
That's my.
Yeah, I had to open up something else instead
Okay.
of Google because it was popping up when I typed in 1963 Doctor Who. It would bring up shit for 1985 and 1989. And I'm like,
Huh.
this is not
Weird.
the information I needed to know. Yeah. I will openly admit I have not watched a whole lot of classic Who, but
Me neither. It's hard to find some.
it will especially the first few seasons. When you
first few
consider
seasons.
that, especially when you consider that the BBC deleted a lot of that stuff, lost a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, they lost it. They didn't delete it.
Well, that's always something that's been out for debate. They claim to have lost, but there's a lot of thoughts that they deleted it.
Right. And nah. But yeah, that's the secret behind the username.
Well, now we know.
And now that we know, we should. What do you think, Shay? We should probably wrap it up because we've been going for a while.
Probably a good time to call it. It's it's fun. We could probably go for much longer if we wanted.
We probably could.
But yeah, we should definitely call it.
Yeah.
Also, I will say the silences and then me trying to like prompt you was me trying to give subtle hints of like, hey Shade, you want to end the episode like you usually do?
And
Well,
if you
but then
quiet, like, oh, he wants to.
see.
Because I thought that the quiet was going to be a segue of like Shade's about to say something, but then Shade said nothing.
Oh no, I was waiting for you to say something because I thought you had something you wanted to bring up, and I went, okay, hold on, I want to interrupt Moto.
No.
And then you just didn't say anything. Went, shit.
I was waiting for you.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
I go, so Shade. Eh? Eh? It
Listen.
would be more obvious in person because I'll be making like looky eyes at you.
Eyebrows.
Yeah. Looky eyes.
Okay. I would probably just look at you very confused, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
no, because we're getting to the part, like we always joke that around the 2-hour mark, we're going to end it and then we keep going for another half hour.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the time and I was like, it's half hour, Shade.
Yeah, 2:28, 2:29.
Yeah. All right. Well, let us go ahead and ramp this up. So first, slightly different this time. I would like to thank Kat for coming on and joining us today.
Thank you guys so much for having me. It was really fun.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah.
Yes, it was a pleasure having you.
Please feel free to plug away the Twitter, the Twitch, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Where people can find you, Kat.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like I'm like, yep, I've tweeted, I've followed this Insomniac views on Twitter.
No, I was talking about yourself, Kat.
Yes, no, I also can be found here on Twitch as ApocalyptiKat, as you can see spelled in the title here, and also on Twitter as ApocalyptiKatVT.
Yeah.
Although my Twitter is very bare bones. I do have a personal Twitter as well, where people are welcome to follow at just ApocalyptiKat. But I am very loud and passionate about issues, so just be warned. I know a lot of people just want to keep that out of the discourse, so got the special one if you only want to know about streamings.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Yes.
Next off, I'll go with the normal closing. Thank everybody for listening today. It's been good fun. Having Kat along with us today. I have been Shade Darkfire, which obviously you can find me on the Twitter as Shade Darkfire. Or you can just find all of us on Insomniac Crew. Insomniac Crew. God damn it. Insomniac Views Twitter. And then obviously you can find me myself here on Twitter. Keywords, they're the same. Twitch, obviously.
There you go.
As Shade Darkfire underscore dark. You know what? Listen, you guys already heard this enough from me. Let's just move on. I can't speak right now. Damien, you go next.
You can find me on Twitch eventually. I'm hoping to do something this weekend. Twitch.tv/Damien_Storm and on Twitter at Storm_Damien.
And I am Motobor, as usual. Motobor 1963, the year Doctor Who started, on Twitter, and regular Motobor on Twitch. And also Motobor the Lame on Reddit. Since we apparently brought that up.
All right, well, adios, everybody. Goodbye.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.